Welcome to the Electric Violin Diaries. In this week's episode, we catch Cait Lin. A week of rehearsals and gigs as usual, with some awesome show tweets and 60-second sideshow. Showtime is all about the ring mistress of the crazies, internationally renowned multimedia artist Jim, and the role that she'll be playing in the V is for Velvet finale. And in Dear Diary, I have to backtrack, apologize, and answer a question about answering the wrong question. That was the question that I answered last week. The last of that series of shows that I started last week, a little bit of time to get my arts and crafts face on. I also had a rocking public show this week. It's time for 60-second sideshow. So, most of this week was spent in Johannesburg. First stop was a beautiful venue called Hola, the biggest show in the series I started last week, with 1,000 peeps. I also had some new lady dancers named Sam and Amanda, which meant new routines and more rehearsals before the show. I then had some free time to work on my diary entries. You can see them on the website. With a 3,000-strong rad audience, the winner of the Best Gig of the Week award goes to the Kings and Queens of Comedy show, with some of South Africa's hottest comedians on the lineup, including my brother from a dragon mother, Joey Rustine. Some of the Joburg Twitter community was out to play, and there were some really sweet tweets about my performance. Finally, back to Cape Town to catch my breath before the next few weeks of craziness. If you've seen my She's a Pirate aerial violin video, or my Diary of Jane music video, you would have noticed some crazy body painting. Jim is the amazingness behind that work. You get to meet her and find out more about the role that she'll be playing in my V is for Velvet finale this week on Showtime. I started my week with a meeting at Zula Sound Bar and Restaurant. Found on Long Street in Cape Town, this legendary venue is where we'll be shooting the V is for Velvet finale. Meet Jim. Jim is a multimedia artist specializing in special effects makeup and body art. She has an insane list of past clients and has traveled to do makeup at various festivals and events around the world. Jim also represented South Africa in Austria at the World Body Painting Competition, where she placed 11th globally in the special effects category and 5th in the night body art category last year. If you're at an event in Cape Town and there are painted hotties, zombies, Cirque characters or aliens running around, it's likely that the Lady Picasso of the body art scene is behind it. I met Jim about 3 years ago at Vaudeville. She's painted me many times, not only for video shoots, but also for some wild performances. Jim is like the ring mistress of all the Cirque performers, crazies, and creative types you could ever need around you to have one hell of a night in Cape Town. Jim will be creating the set for the V is for Velvet finale, which isn't an easy job considering I'm aiming to achieve a cross between a glossy music video and a live concert video. All the extra arty details will be in her extremely capable hands. For more on Jim, check her out on Facebook and her website. And take a look at Zula Sound Bar and Restaurant's website too for a sneak peek at the location for this chapter's finale. I felt like, still feel like, probably always will feel like such a dumbass about the Dear Diary segment this week. You're about to find out why. Remember to send your diary entries into deardiary@electricviolindiaries.com. I promise I'll try get your diary entry right. So, last week, that little question about plants and zombies from Ron Mitchell? Well, it wasn't from Ron Mitchell. It was from Brandon Park. They both wrote to me to tell me I'd messed up. I had flagged Ron and Brandon's questions to be answered and somehow managed to mix up their names. Facepalm of note. I'm so sorry, guys. Anyway, to correct this week, I am answering Ron's question, which was, at what point did you realize you wanted a solo violin career, and what clinched that decision? In a brief history of me and my violin, I started playing when I was 9, but the first time and last time that I had any sort of strict classical training was when I was 14 and won a partial scholarship to Interlaken Arts Camp for 2 months. Although I learned a lot and being part of an orchestra was an amazing experience, I decided it wasn't for me and wanted to be able to really perform and rock out on stage if I felt like it. So, back to Zambia, and a couple of years later after I'd graduated, I got a gig performing at Mona Lisa, a pizza place that turned into the local hotspot on Friday nights. That's when I really started to get into covers and pop music and entertaining crowds in general. A few months of Friday nights and I bought my first couple of electric violins. I haven't looked back since. The end. Seriously, How cute is my burlesque-inspired Cait Lin chibi this week? Seriously. It was once again done by the talented Dustin R in Canada. Check out his deviant art. Signed posters are also available in the shop. If your diary entry was mentioned this week or last week, be sure to check out the website because I do actually make a little post in the show diary and you can see pictures of it there. Well, that's all on this week's episode of Catch Cait Lin. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, join me on Twitter, Facebook, and see you next week. Click anywhere in the frame above to check out a video of me performing at one of Jim's shows. Also, as a thank you for watching the whole of this episode, go to the link mentioned above for a free download of the track that played during 60 Second Sideshow, Beethoven Virus.